Hello, everyone. Let me see if you can see me. I am Michelle with Safe in the Seat. I'm so excited that you all are here today for today's Amazon Live all about road trip readiness. Let me make sure with my colleagues that you can see me. And then we will get started. I see some of you joining. Can you see my face? I hope so. I hope I'm not talking completely to myself, but on this little, oh, good. Becca's telling me it's all good. I don't know why it's not showing up for me, but I can see myself right here. So it's been a while since I've done an Amazon Live. If you're joining me live, I'm so glad you're here. If you're catching the replay, we have a lot of really great things to show you as well. I would love to hear in the comments if you have road tripped or are road tripping this summer or even coming up into the fall. We did a little bit of a road trip. We flew to Atlanta, actually, my mom and my two kids, and then my sister drove up, met us in the car. So all the car seat situation was there. And then we drove a couple of hours to the mountains in Georgia. So I got a taste of the flying part and of the road trip part. So let me know in the comments as you guys are joining. I would love to hear if you've, braved any road trips already, or if you have any upcoming. I can see myself here. Okay, now I can see your comments as you, Jill, long time no talk. Glad you're here. Jill is on every Amazon Live. I don't think you've missed one, Jill, have you? It's pretty amazing. I'm super grateful. All right, so let's get started. The first thing up, let's see, how do I see the items? So many devices. Okay, here we go. First thing up is this road tape. Now, why did I include this fun road tape in the Road Trip Ready Live? Here's why. Every 2 hours-ish, don't come at me, but every 2 hours-ish, you should be getting out of the car, you, your kids, everybody, to get out and move. You need it for circulation, you need it for blood oxygen levels, you need it for sanity. It's critically important. Yes, that means even if you are driving through the night, you need to get out and move your body around. So one of the things that I really encourage you to do when you're getting your kids ready for a road trip is to prep them in advance, to not hear that question of, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? So I love the idea of using this road tape for, let me show it to you. So here it is in the back of my little feet, and we use it as a for my kids years ago, but on a road trip to help them then to go getting certain stops, and then they were able to kind of be able to complete the process with us as we went. Post-it notes work really great too. So just as an idea, anything to help them visually see that the time is tracking, is going down. Another just random tip is there are some apps out there. Becca, if you're able to link them here, and then we can link them in the description. There are a couple of apps that can help you find parks where you can stop along the way, and that can be something really great to have your kids look forward to as well. I'm going to share with you some outdoor activities to keep in your car that store very small or low projectile risk for when you need to get out and about in the car. So that road trip, I love that road tape anyways. My kids used to use it all the time for their little race cars, but I think it's a fun thing to add into the car as well on road trips to kind of give them some mile markers to look forward to, and then they could take a sticker off as they get there. Oh yeah, perfect. We can put that in stories as well. I think we're getting ready for a road trip 4 or 5. Do I say it Shanna or Shanna? Wow, how long are these road trips? And please chime in with anything that has worked for you so others can learn. Probably the most frequently asked question I get about road trips is electronics. All right, listen. My kids use their iPads in the car when we're on road trips. Why? Because otherwise I'm a distracted driver. I'm already a little bit distracted, as is everyone when you have kids in the car. But if they don't have, toys, snacks, and mine are 10 and 7, they also have electronics, then things get more AWOL than normal. So they hold their iPads. Please do not add an iPad holder or a makeshift one to the back of your headrest. Okay, I know you see them all over. I know you've seen plenty of viral hacks about it, but there are some technologies in those headrests that may not work if you hang anything to them. In addition, for your forward-facing kids, their heads could go into that seat in front of them in the event of a car crash, and we certainly don't want them slamming into an electronic device. If they're holding it, they're going to be more likely that the device will fly. Could it hit somebody else? Yes, it could, but I still think it's a better solution. So I have two things for you that relate to electronics. And then of course you guys, use your discretion. But the first up are these headphones, and we're in back to school readiness time as well. These are my son's actual headphones that he uses for school and on the road trip and airplane trip that we just went on. They need to be hardwired for school, especially. These are, if you're watching live, these are on lightning deal right now. So if you're getting ready for back to school or any trips, these are my favorite. They come in a ton of different colors. They have really good feel on the ears, and they are obviously adjustable. They also fold down, to be somewhat compact. So these are my top choice. I have another pair over there that are my daughter's, and I just ordered a second set of these actually, though I didn't get them on the deal that they're on now. Here's the iPad holder that I prefer if you're going to give your kids an iPad. The reason that I like this one, so it's super soft-sided, right? So if it is going to fly around, less likely to be as painful if it hits you in a crash. I love that for like our toddler aged kids, especially, it has two handles. It has a handle here. It also has a strap so that they can, cross body wear it, or you can, if it becomes, you're traveling in the airport, for example, or just getting out of the car and unloading all the stuff from the road trip, you can, schlep it over your shoulder. And then it also has this little stand here. So you can, if you are, I guess you can't see that. If you are outside of the car and you need to set it somewhere, you can. I get asked a lot about, like, in terms of setting things somewhere, you cannot add any of those activity trays or whatever to your car seat. They're going to be full of projectiles and you can't attach anything to your car seat. But what you could do is lay a pillow. Like if you just give your child a pillow as a flat surface, and this would be able to, depending on how much they move around, but this would be able to kind of stand up on that pillow as well if they were over holding it. Though they could just set it on their lap as well and probably be just fine. So this is my recommendation for, for the iPads or whatever electronic devices you're allowing your kids to use in the car. No judgment from me there. Okay, let me check on the comments on this other device that I have. We don't have a road trip planned until October, but I love planning ahead and being prepared. It's an 8-hour trip before all the stops factored in. You guys are so brave. 2 hours, and I was like, get me out of this car. Between 3 and 5 hours before stops. Yodo players have been game-changing. Yes, I've heard really great things about those. Color Wonder coloring books, also awesome. We'll make sure, so in our Amazon storefront, we have a road trip board. And as you all, in the Save in the Seat community and all the places that we are, like YouTube, TikTok, Threads, Insta, everywhere, when people give ideas of what you all use for travel, road trip and airplane, we always add them into our Amazon storefront board so you can see what the community is recommending. So we'll be sure to, I think those items are in there, but if they're not, we'll be sure to add them in. Great suggestion. Michelle, so many things being added to your wish list. What travel booster seats do you suggest? So if your kid is booster age and ready, there are folding boosters that you could bring if for airplane travel, or just no back boosters that can fit overhead or under the seat. Otherwise, if you're road tripping, you should just be using the seats that you use every day, right? Because they're already in your car. Okay. Let me know if that helped. It feels like that was not maybe a complete answer, but it's a start. Okay, here's something that I did both airplane, I know we're talking road trip, but both airplane and road trip that was game changer especially for my 7-year-old. So we packed this makeup bag. It's actually right here. So this is that viral makeup bag that everyone uses for actual toiletries, but I highly recommend that you keep one of these in your car all the time, whether you're road tripping or not. Restaurant bag, go bag, activity bag, doctor's office bag, whatever. And so we loaded her up with activities that she had in the car. This was a huge hit. I love that it is see-through, so they can easily see like what are the activities that they want to play with, and it has like a ton of storage, but also packs up, you know, pretty compact. This is the medium size, so this comes in a couple of different sizes, but this one is the medium, and you know, like I have the large for my toiletry bag, but I think medium for that works really well. The other storage solution for all the stuff that you're going to bring is right here. Okay, this is called the Parker Caddy. You guys, we sell this out all the time. So it's soft-sided. It has a ton of pockets. I've filled it up with all the fun stuff I'm going to show you today. In it, it has these little Velcro dividers, so you can put it, you know, you can kind of organize it how you would like to. Listen, everything in your car that's not strapped down is a potential projectile. Projectile, you've heard me say a couple times, meaning it can fly around in the event of a car crash. I'm a mom and I'm a nationally certified child passenger safety technician, but I'm a mom first. And I know you're gonna have stuff in your car. Like, that's just reality. So I try to provide you with safer ways to do it. And using a soft-sided caddy like this is going to be a safer way than perhaps, you know, some of the hard-sided options that are out there. And then you're going to fill it with things that are also, you know, a little softer-sided in general. So we'll talk about these as well. HS, love the toiletry bag. I brought it from one of your lives and it fits a ton of stuff. It does fit a ton of stuff. Kindle customer, any compact travel stroller recommendations that don't break the bank. I think we have an Amazon board with travel strollers. We definitely have them listed in our Wheels Up course, but I don't know if we have them in our Amazon storefront. I'm sorry. Strollers are definitely not my forte. Maybe one day, but we're not there yet. Let's see. Buckeye Lion going on a road trip Saturday from New Jersey to Virginia with a 6-year-old daughter. All suggestions needed for survival. She needs to stay occupied. So I just went with my 7-year-old, like I said. Get that makeup bag. Put it with things. Have her help you pack it in advance, but don't let her use some of the stuff until you're on the actual road trip. So my daughter was like perfectly entertained with the things that were in her little bag. And she even liked the idea of like taking them out, putting them in, organizing them. And she doesn't have a super long attention span. So she also had her iPad. So we had both, just full disclosure. Okay. So those are your like storage options. Now, let me take you through some of the toy options for like your babies, your 1-year-old under. We have hundreds of ideas here, again, that have been compiled by the Safe in the Seat community. So please make sure you check out our Amazon storefront for even more. I'm limited to how many products I can show you on this live, but I tried to pick some of the ones that are best sellers and are often like really recommended from our community. Okay, so first up, and it looks like if you're joining me live, these are on deal right now. These are such a fan favorite, these little books. I've shared these multiple times before because you guys sell these out. Vivid colors, tons of different things to play with. I'm trying to see, I see some of your comments coming in. You know, like just the touchy-feely, the sound stuff, the crinkle. They're washable, they're wipeable, they're safe for your babies to chew on. And then I'm going to share this in a second, but like this is one of the toys I'll show you in a minute. A little hack is to attach one of your pacifier clips to toys, especially for, you know, our kids that are going to drop stuff all the time. And so like on these little books, it has this loop here. Attach a pacifier clip here. Do not clip it on your child's harness straps, but clip it on their clothing. Is it perfect? Could they rip it off? Sure. But maybe it's going to help to keep it contained within the car seat and you not having to reach back and hand something, you know, back and up into the car seat, which you know we all do. So these are great. There's a marine animals and jungly tales. These are like car seat safe toys that we love and are on deal. The other thing, again, I talk about all the time because you all talk about it all the time, are these indestructible books. There are a ton of different versions of these, so you can get what your kiddo is interested in. But again, these are not going to rip. They're literally indestructible, so they're safe to chew on, to wipe. They're paper, so they're obviously like very low projectile risk. I keep forgetting that I have to go opposite way on the screen. But anyways, these are like an absolute fan favorite, chewable. I don't know if I said that. All the things. Okay. This, like, everybody has one of these, right? Like if you have a baby, I remember my kids playing with these all the time, and that other like OXO ball. So this is a great one for kids in the car as well. Soft-sided, again, I like attaching a pacifier clip of your choice to it to attempt to contain it within the car seat. This one rattles as well. Lots of stuff to chew, easily wipeable, just kind of a staple to have in the car. All right, a little bit older kids now. Let's, and again, so many more things on the Amazon storefront based on the age that your kiddo, is. This is Water Wow. Okay, I have to tell you the story. So I couldn't find my Water Wow books. My kids are 10 and 7, though my daughter still played with this the other day. I text 2 different people and I was like, do you have any Water Wow books that I can film with your kid real quick? And they had no idea what it was. And Becca, who's on my team here and answering some of the comments, where did my live just go? She said, how are people possibly surviving without knowing what Water Wow is? These have been like an absolute staple in so many households. So we were kind of like shocked by it. So sure enough, I found mine and I walked over to my neighbor's house. I'm like, here, first of all, you need a Water Wow. And this is her son playing with it. So in case anyone else doesn't know what these are, you fill this little pen up that has a little storage compartment right here with water. So you pretty much always have access to water, right? And then you take it. I don't think I have water in it right now, so you're just gonna have to go with it. So then you draw on the pad and it turns, into a picture, and then it goes away and you get to do it again 1,000 more times. I feel like, does everybody have these? Let me see what you guys are saying. Right? Everybody knows what Water Wow is. I seriously was shocked that the first 2 people that I messaged didn't know what it was. So guess what else they got? I shipped them from Amazon a bunch of Water Wows because it's just, how can you parent without them? HS, they make the best gifts too. They totally do. Again, they come in a bunch of different like books. And even as your kids get older, they have like alphabet ones, number ones, like they have all kinds of fun things. So this is a pack of 3 that I have for you on the stream, and it looks like they're a little bit on sale right now as well. They do make great like birthday gifts too. I'm like all fired up about Water Wow. Okay, here's my beat up game because we've used this in the car 1,000 times. So this is 1,000 things for little children to do on a trip. You use a little dry erase marker, and it has just all kinds of like little activities or games or puzzles that you can do. Ice cream sundae, draw a delicious sundae in a glass. Dragon shadow, draw around the shadow that matches the purple dragon. It just gives, and there are 100 things in here. This is a huge stack of cards. So you're not going to give this whole pile to your kid at once. You're just going to pass back, a couple of cards or put it in their little makeup bag organizer that we're using for toys. This has been a fan favorite, even for my kids who are a little bit older, just as something easy to do. We kept this in the car all the time. Frankly, many of these things we kept in the car all the time, whether we were road tripping or not. Let me see, Christina, Allison, and Richie. I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you guys so much for following. A reminder to click that follow button if you're watching live so that you get notified when we do go live. We're going to do a back to school live coming up pretty soon too. My kids go back August 10th. I might be counting down the minutes. Okay. Has anyone experienced a kid who unbuckles their chest clip, pulls it down, plays with it? Anybody here on the live that has had that happen? I want you to, there's a lot of ideas that we have. You can check out our blog. We have a whole blog post on what to do if your child is unbuckling. But I want to make sure that you're doing one of the simplest things, which is giving them something to do with their hands. So that way they have an automatic yes of something they can do. This is one of my most favorite suggestions for kids in general, but also for kids who are unbuckling. It gives them a lot of that same feeling of, unhooking, latching, using laces. There's Velcro, there's snaps on the back, there's little spinnies on the other side. It gives them some of that tactile feeling that they might be looking for if they are doing some of the unbuckling. Frankly, they're just bored and they're trying to find something to do. So this is like an awesome toy. I used to give this as a gift all the time as well. HS, your 4-year-old, just did this the other day. Hi, Chris from Oklahoma. Are you on Facebook or YouTube or both? Both. We're on both. Our biggest presence is on Instagram, but we're working on it. We're working on it. Anybody have a busy board like that you use in the car? Just be careful with those like big heavy wooden ones. Make sure it's like, I really like this fire truck one because it is on the softer side. This is also super fun for your older kids. This is an idea from the Safe in the Seat community. We used this on our road trip a couple of weeks ago. This is pretty simple origami, but it can be super fun to have your kids like whip this up in the car and kind of like create a stack in the car of all the origamis they make. So you get this little booklet and it tells you the basic folding patterns to use. These are they get more complicated as you go, but they like start out, pretty simple. And you just follow the folds on the paper that matches up to the number, and you can make all these different like fun origami shapes, like this beat up ice cream cone that we made last week. So great for older kids. This is also a fun one if you are waiting like in a doctor's office or something to have them make a couple of the origamis. They don't take up a lot of room. They're lightweight. You don't have to store them in that little box. Just random ideas. Let me see. I want to see what else you guys are saying. Michelle, you had to unbuckle one time. That's not bad. Okay, this little comment's covered up. There we go. We have a busy doll. Jill says we have a busy doll, which is a busy board in doll form. Zippers, buttons, Velcro, and it's attached so you can't lose pieces. At 4, it still holds your interest over a busy board. Great suggestion. We will add that to the list. These are an investment, but they are so cool. So these are called, I think you call it Clixo. Of course, I have them stored in my little bags that we talk about often. So these are magnetic little play pieces, and you can build all sorts of things with them. So what can be cool if you have a little bit older kids too that actually get along, or at least will for 5 minutes, is you can have them like connect between the seats to each other, or even if like you have a passenger and you want to like, play with your kid. My creation is not going to be awesome, but I'm just giving you the idea. Anyways, you can build all kinds of cool things with this. You can like make things that spin, and you can make a purse. You can make a airplane. You can like whatever their little creative minds come up with. You can make with these. So it can be fun to like engage multiple people in the car, or you can even give everybody like the same amount of pieces. So everybody gets one like this, whatever, and see what everybody's creation is. Not for the driver, but for everybody else. Lots of fun things to do with this. This obviously is more than just a car toy, as are basically all of these. But it can be a really good one for that kind of thing. My pile's getting very messy over here, as per usual. Okay, wiki sticks again. I'm not sure how you can be a parent and not know what wiki sticks are. So if you're watching and you are in any way involved with children, please make sure you have some wiki sticks on hand. Another super simple thing that is lightweight, should be in your mom go bag, your diaper bag for your little bit older kids, depending on how long you carry it. They're wax sticks, they're reusable. And if you just give these to, like at a restaurant table, I used to take these all the time when I went to restaurants. And by restaurants, I mean bagels or like something simple. But I just would give these to my kids, or like when we're waiting in line at Legoland, I gave them to them. They made little glasses out of them, or they'll make stick figures, or they'll roll them up into balls, or they'll make a rainbow, whatever. It's just a really easy way for creative outlet. It's not difficult to pack. And it's just fun. Again, you could have multiple people in the car with a set of wiki sticks and see what people come up with. So that's super fun. Are wiki sticks appropriate for a 4-year-old? Yes. Yes. I believe they're appropriate for a 4-year-old. I do. I do indeed. I think you're safe. All right, LCD writing tablet. So my daughter is, she packed her bag to go to her dad's, and she took this with her because she loves it so much. So this is the LCD writing tablet. Again, this makes a fabulous gift, but it also is a really great option for your mom go bag. A mom go bag is like the evolution of your diaper bag, like the next step up. Don't think when you're done with diapers, you shouldn't be carrying a bag because you need some things to do. The LCD tablet's great for that. And then obviously, this is one of the fan favorites on road trips for kids to be able to draw and play with. So it comes with a little writing pen. You can write on it. It's great also for, you know, if you want to sneak in some like learning stuff. So here, my daughter was working on some of her writing. This is about probably a year ago. And you can lock the screen if you want it to hold that image. Or you just press that little silver button that you see and then it erases the image. So these are fantastic. If you're watching live, they're on a pretty good deal right now. I would stock up on them just in general to give as like, you know, all the birthday parties that we go to. I think they're a great, great gift for that as well. And then of course to like have in your mom go bag or just on your road trips or anything. It's a fun way to, as I said, like, when I was doing this writing work with my daughter to mix things up a little bit versus just like writing on a piece of paper. So, you know, I try to weave it in when I can. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Here, I didn't upload this video, but you get the idea. So my daughter played with these also quite a bit on our road trip. So this was, are those trays you can put in their lap to play safe, especially? No, Sarah, those trays are not safe. So the like activity trays that attach to the car seat, those are out. You cannot attach anything to the car seat. So sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but such is life. Do you guys remember these? These are old school. I used to play with these when I was a kid, which is a very long time ago. My daughter loved this when we were road tripping last week. The set that I have here for you comes with like, you know, multiple. Wait, these two are the same. I think I have 2 sets. But as multiple, these I usually keep in the back pocket of our car pretty permanently. I can't believe they still make roadside bingo. That and Walkman Discman entertain me on trips, right? Like this is a hit. And there are some like less expensive versions of this, even though this is $10 for 4 of them. But you have to have a dry erase marker. And sometimes that can be a little bit hard to come by or it gets dropped. So I like these that you can just, you know, slide it over to mark it. Just kind of everything, you know, all together is a win. You're either going to love or hate this next one. Okay. Because if you are like sensory averse, like I am, ever since I had kids, noises trigger me in a way that I had no idea they would. But kids love these. So ready? These are Pop-It toys and they can attach to each other. So you can make like very long strands of them. You can connect them in all different ways. You could have your kids or people in the passenger or whatever. They love just pulling them out and closing them up. So again, I'm warning you that they make a sound. If you don't like that, don't bring it in the car. But they are a fan favorite. If you don't have them, I think you should have them in some capacity. You just may not want them in the car if the noise is going to bother you. The other thing, that little tip that I'll offer you is if you are in the diapering stage and you have a runner or a squirmer or a flipper when you're changing diaper, give them one of these. These are fantastic for kids in that diaper stage to just be able to play with and move and pop while you are trying to quickly get their diaper changed. So I realize that's not it could be a road trip thing if you have to change the diaper in the back. So let's see. Oh, Denise, you like the sound. Okay, good for you. I do not, but you can have lots of them in your car then. They're really fun. Kids really love them. Okay, again, those are kind of a roundup of some of our favorites, say our meaning Safe in the Seat community's favorites for, younger to older kids for you to play with in the car. Again, they're more they're more car safe. They don't take up a ton of room to store. You saw me pull them out of here one by one. They all fit in that Parker caddy. So let's talk about when we need to get them out of the car. So again, if you were here or watched from the beginning, I share that your kids and you should get out of the car every 2 hours or so. If you have a newborn, it should be even more frequently than that. You got to move for that circulation, for oxygen flow, for sanity, to get the wiggles out. I know it's a pain in the butt to stop, and we suggest like 20-ish minutes. We can obviously do more to get out and move, but it will make the time that your kids are in the car better. Does anyone agree with me? Can anyone back me up on that? That is in comments. Do you agree? So I know it adds a little time to your trip, or potentially a lot of time, but if it makes that time in the car any better, I think it's worth it, and it's obviously safer. So I put together here in the next little bit, you'll see a couple of things that we highly recommend for helping with when you get outside. We look around. We look along the route and go to playgrounds. Yes, a lot of times people will mark the various playgrounds or green spaces that you see, and you'll purposely stop at those locations. It also gives your kids something to, really look forward to. So this blanket is one. Sorry, just turn your turn your head as you watch it. This little look how compact it stores up. It stores in this little guy. I don't remember the dimensions of it. I probably should have looked that up, but I bet you Becca can tell me. So these, let me get this off my face. Hold, please. Trying to be all fancy, and then I put it in sideways. All right, we're just gonna let that play. Okay, so this little blanket stores compact. It is for outdoor use, so it's water resistant. You can lay it out, and so let's say you have a crawling kiddo, or you have a baby, or you want to have a picnic, or whatever else, you can just bust this blanket out. The other thing that I'm going to share with you about this, which is not related to road trips, but is related to travel. This is not my idea. It was a Safe in the Seat community member idea. And they highly recommended that you airplane travel with these as well, so that if you are stuck in the airport waiting to board or on a layover or whatever, you can lay this out, and it gives your child or children a safe and not disgusting place to get on the ground and play around. So I loved that idea, and especially because it stores so compact. 60 by 55 is the measurements of this. Let me see what else you guys are saying. Okay, all good stuff. So blanket, just for general activities outside of the car, and obviously lots of other uses. This is, I think I actually have a video of this. Please hold. So these are little activity, like kids outdoor activities. Again, these are great to have in your car kind of at all times. So it'll say can you find a clover? Can you find a bicycle? Can you find a bicycle? It gives your kids various things to do, to search for, and you're not having ideas while in bed. Can you find a butterfly? Here it is right here with my daughter as scavenger hunt, and I need to find them. There's some other random activities. Balls are great. There's a blanket, as you can see, frisbees, cones, any of that kind of stuff. Super helpful when you are trying to get out and about, taking those breaks on your road trip. Here's something else I really like is these active flyers. So this is a disc that you fly. This is one of my colleagues' kids, and we got to work on her technique a little bit. This baby can fly. So once you get really good at it, you can practice. My kids play with this obviously just every day as well. But here's the thing I like about these. Again, they store super compact, so you can easily slide them in your back trunk organizer area and just bust them out when you need to get some of that energy out with your kids. So these are a great option. The other thing that we love is this airplane. Again, it's very small. So It's going to easily, it's like a glider airplane. So ages 4 plus, they say for this, but I think littler kids could just enjoy kind of flying it around. Again, we need to work on the technique a little bit. This guy can really glide, but super lightweight, easy to use, and stores, very easily in your car. So get those kids running around and moving. The other thing is a ball. So I have one here, but I didn't blow it up because I'm confident you guys can envision what these look like. I love to have these little pack of balls in my car, and because I keep a tire pump in my car, I can easily blow them up as well if I don't have them inflated. If I have inflated balls in my car, my kids are just gonna like beam them at each other constantly. So if we're gonna use a ball, usually I deflate it and inflate it. I'm sorry if you have younger kids and you think it'll get easier and they'll be more chill when they're older. That has not yet happened for me, and they are 10 and 7. So Jill, it's a great little plane. Awesome. Elizabeth, if you click to shop your lower right, you can go to the actual product for details and then come back to live. You can. They just updated that where you won't lose your place in the live. So you can click on the item if you guys are watching it live and still be on track with the other things I'm sharing. Okay, so those are some activities for when you need to get out of the car for a little bit. Let's talk about some things for kid emergencies in the car. I love, again, if you have joined me on a lot of these Amazon Lives or you follow on any of our social channels, I'm often sharing with you the same products over and over because that's how much we like them and how much the community likes them. So this is one of those things. I love this little it's just like a travel first aid kit. First of all, it's super cute, so that's always nice. But if we get a random boo-boo in the car when we're out of the car and something happens, this just gives you the like basic stuff that you need so you can be at the ready on the go. So that's one of the little kid emergency type things I want you to have. This next one, I'm sorry for the gross thoughts that it might bring, but these, just have some of these. Just trust me. You're going to want to have some of these. These can make shift as a potty. Just going to say it. They have to. But they're also, if you have a kid that gets sick in the car and they're able to identify when they're getting sick, this can be extremely helpful to stop that sickness. Sorry, but you're going to regret it if you don't have one or two, because when you need it and you don't have it, you're going to be pissed. Water wipes. Everybody needs a set of water wipes in their car. Water wipes are the ones that I recommend if you have a car seat mess, because we have to be really careful what we wipe our car seats with. We can't use any products that are not recommended by the manufacturer. So water wipes are pretty much 100% water. So if you do have a little mess, or you need to clean hands or wipe a face or any of that, water wipes are, just great for you to kind of have. I always have water wipes in my car, still to this day, always water wipes. Because I like that they can wipe their face and their hands with them too, and I don't worry about, them getting stuff on it. Okay, I want to show you this changing pad. So look how cute this little boy is. So this changing pad, if you are road tripping and you have a child in diapers, I had one of these when my kids were little. And I loved it because you don't need to put any sort of cover over it. It is completely waterproof. It's wipeable. It does fit changing tables. So if you used it at home, you could. But this is just a really great option too for you to store in your car on a road trip if you need to do, diaper changes when you stop, to be clear. When you stop and lay it in the back and be able to change your kiddo. So even if you're not road tripping and you are changing kids' diapers in the car, which happens a lot, especially if you have older kids and you're out and about, this can be a really great option for you. If you're watching live, this is 30% off right now, and that's the best price that it's been in 30 days. So if this is of something of interest to you, I highly recommend. The other thing, again, not related to road trips, but I had 2 of these when my kids were little, and we had an upstairs and a downstairs because you could just so easily move it around. So I kept one downstairs and just could, put it on the floor wherever I was, and dealing with my older kid, it was really a game changer. So just random mom tip for you. Again, I tell you about these all the time. Wet bags, gotta have one. You got a potty accident in the car, you got a food spill in the car, you got diaper nastiness, whatever's gonna happen in the car, make sure you have your wet bag so you can easily store stuff in here so that, the grossness or the wetness or whatever stays contained. I always have one of those in my car as well. Speaking of potties, this little travel potty, we have an entire video on like potty training must-haves on YouTube. So what do you need to keep your car and your car seat and all that safe? But if you are at the potty training stage, and I've known adults that have had to use this before, I'm just going to tell you. I've heard stories. This is collapsible. It folds flat. You put it in. A tip that we've gotten from a lot of our moms is to add a diaper into it to make cleanup even easier. So this, just have a portable potty in your car if you are in the potty training stages. Again, because it folds completely flat, it makes it simple to, what button am I not pushing? Oh. I'm just trying to, don't do what I do. Push this little button and these little sides go down. And it just like stores totally flat. You could also obviously put your dirty diapers in this as well if you're not near a trash can immediately. Okay, let me check in on your comments because I'm like all over the place. Okay, my wet bag stays in my car in case we come across a splash pad. 100%. Anytime, if there's a water activity that's possible, wet bags in the car. Change your clothes before getting back in the seat. Also great at the pool. Absolutely. Oh, I had a wet bag with me on our trip. Like I literally always have one with me. Okay, let's talk about the vacuum. So this is the vacuum we all know and love. If you have followed Safe in the Seat in any capacity, you know that we talk about this vacuum ad nauseum, literally all the time because we love it. You all love it. It's this little tiny, I have it here too, but this video is a really good, view of like, we like to store it in the glove compartment. It has, your little attachments that you can put on it. It literally picks up every little thing that you could possibly need it to pick up, gets in all those crevices in your car seat, in the cup holders, and the dusty areas of your car. So if you do have a major mess that you just want to clean up, whether you're on a road trip or just in your everyday life, we can't recommend this vacuum enough. It holds a charge. Obviously, it's wireless. It holds a charge for a long time. I can't tell you the exact amount of time, but I've used it many, 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 many times before I've had to recharge it. And then it's just simple, pop it off and dump it out, and it's ready for the next time. That was one of our best-selling items on Amazon Prime Day. You guys loaded up on that vacuum. I just ordered more of these for the car. Why did I put this as in the kind of like emergency kids section? Because nobody wants to have an electronic device die when you're on a road trip. So I like to get, literally I just got more of these. I like to have these 6-foot Anchor chargers. I like the Anchor brand a lot. They charge quickly. And I like the 6-foot ones because if you only have that USB port in the front of your car, though more and more are getting them in the back, then you can, stretch that cord to the back to reach your kiddo that needs to plug in. So I have these all over my house. Somehow I still never have enough, but I love having them for the car. The trash can. It was pouring rain when I was setting up for this live, so I did not pull this out of my car, but I'm confident you can envision what a trash can looks like. So this is like such a simple, affordable way to attempt to contain the trash in your car. If you don't have a designated place for trash, then where is it going to go? Like if you have a system or a process in place that is set as an expectation for you and your children to follow, it's more likely to be followed. So this is just such a simple way. In my car, I attach it so the center console raises and I attach the strap inside the center console, close it, and then it kind of hangs down over the back. You can put it, you know, like in between on your second row seats or, you know, somewhere where your kids can access it and you have a shot at not having all that trash land on the floor or anywhere else. So love a car trash can. And that leads us into we can't survive a road trip without food and drink. I feel like, as your safety expert, I have to warn you that feeding your kids in the car is always a risk, right? Because you can't get to them easily if they were to choke on something. So I'm just going to share that caveat. So if you are going to feed them while the car is moving, then just please be aware of what food you're providing, right? Things that have very low choking risk is always going to be preferred. And eating on those breaks when you have to stop anyways would be kind of best case scenario. Okay, my disclaimer is done. We love these cups. These are Silly Pint cups. This is the larger size, the 22 ounce. They do have a smaller size as well. These are softer sided. Are they a projectile? Sure. Are they as bad as using the Simple Modern or a Stanley cup? No. So if you're going to give your kids a cup or you yourself are going to have a cup, opt for ones that are, you know, silicone and softer sided. These are some of our favorites, some of our community favorites. They come in a lot of cool colors. My kids love these. The other thing we love for food on the go are these packet bags. There's a ton of different styles, like prints and stuff, and just like options of, you know, how the orientation of the bag, the size, etc. So these are, oh wait, I have a video of these too, you guys. Hold on, let me show you. So you put them in the freezer, they get nice and cold, and then you can easily store, you know, your pouches, your yogurts, your breast milk, your whatever that needs to go with you while you are traveling. These are obviously great, you know, like HS, was that you that mentioned, oh, Jill, you mentioned like splash pads and stuff. So these are great, obviously, for when you're just out and about at a playground or a splash pad or a park. And of course for school lunches too. You'll hear me talk more about these, but there are a ton of great options. And they fold flat, so they fit in your, you know, they don't take up a ton of room in your freezer, but great for kids, like if you're packing some snacks or lunch stuff for them when you are road tripping. So huge fan of these. And as I said, if there's like certain patterns your kids like or different like orientations, there's a lot of different options. Another fan favorite, and now I have not ordered it yet, but this is the Gobi snack container, and now it comes in an even bigger size. So there's this size, and then there's one that's like this size and has a little bit bigger compartments. So you put your little snack, this is just a fun way for kids and frankly adults to eat. So you just put your little snack in the compartment here, you eat it. And if you want to move to the next, you just keep spinning until you hit your little open container. So these are super fun. And then they're not difficult to wash either. So somebody asked me about that. You pop off the bottom from the top, and then you can, like, you know, have your different sections to be able to wash it in the dishwasher, because I put everything in the dishwasher. And it survived just fine. So that's a really fun snack container. You can put it inside your little packet bag if you have some colder items in there, and kids love that. The other one that we really like for, you know, especially like puffs, that kind of stuff, are these cute little guys. These are zip top containers. This comes in a pack of 4. They're reusable, they're dishwasher safe, they're safe in general. They also sit flat. So if you're out and about and you need them to sit flat on a restaurant table, for example, or an airplane tray table or something, they have that ability as well. Obviously reusable, and they come like in little, you know, animal shapes. So they're cute. Okay, let me check in on comments. Can I ask you a question? Yes. Okay, so Tanya, you asked, do you know if a child is 7 years old, probably different everywhere, but do you know if they still have to be in a car seat? Yes. So car seat safety, just quick caveat, car seat safety is typically not based on age. It's based on fit and maturity level. So we want our kids to be in a car seat until that adult seatbelt fits them properly, which on average is between the ages of 10 and 12. So my 10-year-old, who is in the 90th percentile, is still in a no back booster seat. He's close to what's called 5-step testing, where he's able to get out of it, but he's not quite there yet. So again, on YouTube, check out our videos on how long does my kid need to be in a car seat, and it should help answer any further questions. Okay, that's what I do like most of the time, right? Is car seat safety stuff. Any idea how long the freezer bag stays cold? Becca on my team is in comments. I'm gonna let her take that one because I do not know off the top of my head, but I do know it's a good amount of time. So hang tight and we will get that answer for you. All right, that's all I have in the food, department. Again, just be careful with food in the car. If you can eat mostly when you have stopped, great. I also understand that sometimes survival requires a snack. So you guys manage that. Okay, since it's summertime now and we're in a massive heat wave, I live in Tampa, Florida. It's just been out of control hot. I know it has across many parts of the country. Let's talk about a couple of things to have in the car that will help kind of beat the heat. So the Noggle is this guy. You guys have seen it probably on some of our videos. You may have seen it in friends' cars or in pictures. It looks like a big old snake. So what you do is you attach it to your air vent. So you get a little zip tie here. You attach it to the air vent. So you put this little piece on like she's showing you here. Zip tie it on. It's going to help that airflow go from the front of the car to the back, because unfortunately many of our vehicles do not have air vents in the back, or the airflow just isn't strong enough. So then you simply just twist it on, and then you can route it to the back of your car, to the car seat, whatever. You can also sort of attach it to the handle if you want to, have it up somewhere, not just sort of free floating in the back. So the Noggle is it's an investment. It's one of those things I call one and done. So hopefully you get it once. You can use it for, however long someone is sitting in your back seat. I think you will, if you have an issue with airflow in the back seat, this will solve your problem. And there are different lengths, so make sure you pay attention to that as well if you're planning to order the Noggle, so you get the right foot length based on how far back it needs to reach in your vehicle. So Noggle's a great option. The other one that you guys love, for kids that are going to have sun in their eyes and they don't like it, or that can make some kids car sick as well. So we love these little sunshades. They easily stick on and peel off. We have not seen any issues with them in terms of, their functionality in extreme heat or extreme cold. They're just very functional. They're very easy to store if you don't want them in use, and they're a safe option. There are other options out there that you attach to a window that are not safe options. So mainly because of the projectile risk or the interference with airbags, depending on what type you're looking at. So these are the ones that we like the best, and you all like the best too. Okay, I didn't bring my pillow in here, but the next item up, the last couple things I want to show you are talking about comfort for your kids. Okay, so questions I get asked all the time. What do I do if my kid is sleeping in the car seat and their head falls forward like this, or any way that makes you feel like you have a crink in your neck just watching them, but then your little heart gets nervous that maybe they're going to have trouble breathing? So again, lots of YouTube resources on safe sleep in car seats, specific video related to that. So make sure you check it out. But the idea is that if your child has neck control, meaning they can sit up completely unassisted, then we're not worried about their head falling forward. So let me say that again. If they have full neck control and their head falls forward in their car seat in any weird way that makes it look like they are just in the most crazy Gumby position, it's not a safety concern. Unless they have some medical issue that, is an anomaly that we're not factoring that in right now, then they're fine. And they'll lift their head up if they are uncomfortable. If they're under that usually 6 months-ish mark and they don't have neck control, then that is when we want to make sure that we get the car seat adjustments correct so that their chin is not falling down and forward to their chest, because they don't have that neck control to lift their head up on their own. But for the most part, neck control. Don't worry about the weird positions that their neck is in. Again, you need to make sure your car seat is adjusted properly to support their body in the event of a crash. But if all that is where it's supposed to be, it's not a concern. The reason I shared a pillow with you here, one, these are the best pillows ever, the ones I have throughout my whole house. But the reason I shared it with you is because for our kids, oftentimes hugging a pillow or holding onto a pillow or even a really big stuffed animal can help them feel more comfortable with, kind of laying their head to the side or down a little bit in the car. It might make you stress a little less if their head is in a crazy position, even though I just told you it's nothing to worry about. So a pillow can be absolutely wonderful for that. And again, a pillow can be great to create that like flat surface to set things on too, for your kiddos that, have activities or whatever in the car seat. Good? Anybody have any questions about that? They are amazing pillows, Jill. They are amazing pillows. I mean, they are. If you do get these particular pillows, you can see based on the reviews, like outside of all of our road trip stuff, they're like amazing. You're going to get them. I want you to let them sit out for 24 hours and breathe before you start using them. Okay. And then they will be at their magic and they'll be ready to use. The next thing up, and it's our last item. So as I'm talking about it, if you have any questions about any of the items that I've shared so far, like in this stream, please make sure that you drop them in the comments. And we will, do our best to get to all of them. So this footrest is inflatable. It can be at varying heights. And this is my daughter when she was like little, and she obviously put her shoes on her own feet. And so I love this picture so much. But that is the footrest. And it sometimes for our kids that are forward facing, their legs are uncomfortable because imagine like for us, if we were sitting on a bar stool and we didn't have anywhere to set our feet. They just dangled there, right? Oftentimes our kids forward facing complain about their legs hurting like 99.9% more than our kids who are rear facing because of this. They're dangling. You'll even sometimes see them like put their legs over the side of the seat because it helps prop them up a bit. This footrest can be really great to help with that. Even if your forward-facing kid might be complaining about lower back pain, giving them a footrest can definitely help with that problem. And if you have a kid that likes to kick the crap out of your seat, a footrest is also something to try. A lot of times they're looking to ground their feet on something. They might just be trying to annoy you. But a lot of times they're truly looking to ground their feet on something. So if you give them something to prop their feet up, it can help make them more comfortable and potentially, if they're kicking your seat, stop doing that. So just another like comfort option for you in the car. And then when you're not using it, you can obviously deflate it and store it easily as well. Did we get some good ideas? Did you guys find some things that make sense for you, for your family on your road trip? I would love to hear if anything, if anything is something that you're like, I got to get this. I have to add this to my cart or put it on my wish list or whatever else. Again, we have so many resources for you on everything. Everything, car seat, car travel, airplane travel, all of it. And just obviously keeping your kids safe in their car seats. I've seen a lot of people doing pool noodles on strings tied to the actual seat in the car. You're going to have to help me. What is that? Like, what are they doing it for? What is the purpose? I have not seen that. So do tell me a little bit more about that. So all kinds of resources for you on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the places. So I hope you guys can, get all the resources you need to keep your kids safe while you're road tripping and obviously to help keep you a little bit sane as well along the way. I'm going to wait and see if Shanna can finish telling me about this pool noodle contraption that seems to be coming up. Jill, so glad that you found a bunch of new things and that you always do. For a footrest. Yeah, no, we can't tie anything to the actual car seat. So now I want to search for that. Just in general, don't attach anything to the car seat. Only use what came in the box with the car seat. Or if you ever have any questions, just dial up that car seat manufacturer and ask them. But the general rule is don't add anything. Don't get creative. They're built a certain way. They're manufactured a certain way to protect your kids in the event of a car crash. And we don't want to mess with that. Okie doke. All right, I'm Michelle with Safe in the Seat. Make sure you guys follow along here and in all of our other channels, and I will see you soon for our next live.